Simcha, celebration, Simcha, Simcha, celebration of life.
Hi, I'm Eitan Berger. Welcome to Simcha, a celebration of life. Judaism is a religion of action. The principle Tikkun Olam, or mending the world, dictates that one should not only be judged based on the intellectual content of their belief, but also the way they choose to live their faith, the contribution they make to the overall holiness of the world. In 1994, Dr. Bertie Lubner, along with late Chief Rabbi Harris, started an initiative called Afrika Tikkun, their mission being to change the lives of vulnerable children and their carers living in townships around South Africa. Poverty-stricken Mfuleni in the Western Cape has been one of the beneficiaries of this organization.
Mfuleni is one of the townships in Cape Town. We are at Zolile Malindi Community Center, which is an Afrika Tikkun community center, where we offer child and youth programs and primary healthcare programs.
Afrika Tikkun was started in 1994 with Bertie Lubner and late Chief Rabbi Cyril Harris. They also partnered with Mandela, who's still today our patron-in-chief. And it started off basically as reaction units, giving out blankets, giving out food to homeless people. And now, almost 20 years later, we have 6 centers that we work out of. We've got 4 in Johannesburg in Gauteng and 2 here in the Western Cape.
Afrika Tikkun is an NGO, non-profit organization that focuses on the development of young children and youth, and we work in an integrated and holistic manner to achieve that objective through various programs that we work with in an integrated manner. Our aim is really to get these programs work together in an integrated manner so that children, vulnerable children and their families are provided with a comprehensive net of support from the various programs.
At this particular site, we in the Early Childhood Development Center, we have children from the age of 2 up to 6 years. This is the first ECD center in Cape Town. This center was opened last year in February, and it's been functioning very well since last year. Even now, the classrooms are full.
We are having our daily program. We're working strictly according to a daily program. Of course, our program is also from the Department of Education for the bigger children. And then we've got, of course, the small class, that's 2 to 3-year-olds, that they've got a different program from, because they're small, things need to be quicker done. So they're going according to a theme. We've got our themes for the year, then we break them down into the themes for the week. Every day the children do an activity, and then the activities the children do, the teachers record the children on that. They've got the assessment forms where they assess them and write down what they've observed. If there's a learning disability, then children get referred to the relevant places to be assessed, and then if there's a need that they must be helped, then they help them.
Altogether, Afrika Tikkun has about 17,000 beneficiaries. We are a massive organization. There's a lot of lives that have changed because of our organization. And employment is another huge thing. There's, Afrika Tikkun employs a large amount of staff that would not possibly have jobs if it wasn't for this organization.
The majority of Afrika Tikkun's programs are run through their centers of excellence. These centers, such as the one in Mfuleni, act as a hub to positively influence the lives of underprivileged children and their families. Their holistic approach addresses the educational, health, and social needs of these children as they are growing and developing, giving them the opportunity to grow into well-rounded adults that can make a positive contribution to their society.
Our main goal at Afrika Tikkun is to take a child from cradle to career. And the way we do this is with our holistic development model. Holistic meaning we literally cover each aspect of a child's life or family's life. We don't just take care of a family in isolation. So we do this with our 5 core programs. So we have our early childhood development, which is our preschool. We have our child and youth development, which is our after-school program. We have a family support program, which helps families apply for CVs and grants, try to make a family sustainable. We give them food parcels. We help them in any kind of way that that's presented to us.
To develop a child, to stimulate a child is to develop through the muscles and then the brain, emotional, even physically. Then when we're talking to her and doing the rhymes with a child, this whereby is going to use the brain, using the minds when doing the rhymes, to know how body parts and even the actions of the body parts. Then they would know that when you walk, you use your feet, when you talk, you use your mouth. Then how we stimulate the child.
And then we have our health program. And our health program is basically helping sick patients in the communities.
Our primary healthcare community workers who go out in the community where we have patients that we get referred by the 2 clinics that are in Mfuleni. These are patients that still needs care but cannot be in hospitals.
How are you today? How is your arm today? It's not painful. Even your leg? Is it dry today? No pain? When I touch your leg, what happens to you? Exercise eating.
Our carers goes from door to door and to recognize the needs of the people and where we can assist and how we can assist them. So what happens when they get to a house and there's a need, whether it be a health need or a social need, they report back to us. And my job is to go out there and to do an assessment.
I think what's important, we're not only going into those families to help those people, but to make sure that the family is also supported, where our family support workers, they also look at the needs of the family, where they develop individual development plans and family development plans. And also we have a social worker that looks at the needs of all the beneficiaries, especially children.
We're going to need to have patience to do this. Yes. But the important thing is now that everybody's working together and we all want you to get where you were before.
What do I get when I'm working there? A lot of information about a human being, lot of information. And when we are dealing with sick people, I want to look them to be healed. Yes, I don't want to look for people who suffered.
You must be a very good listener. You must be able to have patience. You must be able to see the needs of the people so that you can know what is your input for the day. And when you come back, to feel that at least I've done something, maybe very small, but something that can enrich somebody else's life, or put them on the road to happiness again, or just to make sure that they feel better in some sense of way that they feel they want to be.
If we identify through our social workers and other members of staff who are qualified to do assessments on children and families, that we get our different programs to provide services and resources that support the children and families in need with relevant resources. So if they're very impoverished and can't put food on the table, we will get our nutrition and food security program to provide food where necessary to the family. If there aren't children who are placed in school, we'll look at ways and means through our family support program to get the required documentation in place so that the children can get placed in schools.
And one of the areas of our work, besides having children in this center, it is also to have this center as a resource to other ECD centers in the area. We also have our child and youth development program.
There are children in families who are a bit wayward and need more focusing of their energies that be referred to our child and youth development program, where they can be kept off the streets doing healthy, safe and developmental activities, sports, arts and culture, computer literacy training, etc. So that's really how we aim to work.
Sports plays a very important role in a person's life. If we speak of physical and other aspects, knowing that it also plays a role in terms of the brain, the schoolwork and stuff like that. And there's a say that says a child in sport is a child out of court, because most of the time you're involved during the week with the practice sessions, and then weekends you go play games or go to races and stuff like that. When the child comes back home, he or she is tired, just sleep, and then the day is done. Unlike being at home the whole day, and be engaged destructive issues, but rather after school come here.
What I do with the kids, I facilitate them dance and life skills. So there are other child and youth care workers, but I help with that since I don't have much experience, but I mainly facilitate dance because I'm an artist also, so I do it based on my experience. What we mainly do, we don't teach them, we facilitate them. We just guide them on how to do the steps, but most of the work is they create the sequence by themselves. We just teach them how to do the moves, but they create the whole sequence by themselves.
God wants me to be here because I remember where I grew up, in my community, there was a community center, something like this. And after school, I'll go there, engage in all the indoor sporting activities, And even when I was young, there was a person, older than me, coaching me, guiding me and stuff like that. Now it's kind of like a flip of a coin, It's me now, kind of like plowing back, I'm that person now, and they are kind of like me now, giving them the skills, the knowledge and stuff like that, And through that, I'm so thankful to the people that play a pivotal role, in my life, for me to be here, yeah, all because of sports, yeah.
I'm a computer facilitator. I do the computer skills course for 3 months for the unemployed and basically for the older people that don't have computer skills. So we run 3 classes a day, and then basically we just teach them the basic computer skills, like how to type the whole MS Word suite, which is your Word, your PowerPoint, your Excel, and so on. And since we have found out that most of them are not working and they are maybe like a youth just come out of maybe high school or grade 12, so we like help them to apply in schools through the internet, so they know how to use the internet service. And then with the ones that are already out, like that will be your young adults, like because we start from 18 to 35 years old. So for them, it's much more like a skill, how to up their businesses, how to be computer literate, because I mean they need to keep up with the times as well. And yeah, that's basically what we do with the computer labs.
What happened inside the library? We have different sessions with different groups. We have reading sessions, we have storytelling sessions, we have poetry sessions in different groups and young people, and we have access to the internet with youth and community members, like adult people. They come here for the search of jobs. They come here to search some, like school children, they come to do their homeworks, they come to do their project and research in the library. It's an opportunity for them to learn. It's an opportunity to them to be in a safe place. This is a safe place for them. This is an educational place for them.
I think it's working with people. I mean, it teaches you a lot of things, and I mean, people have, you get to know them, and then they get to know you, and you learn everything new with the people every day. I mean, I have married women that take my classes, I have businessmen, and I mean, all those, diverse people. I mean, I take things from them as well. It's been just great for me.
And then after they're done with the activity, they're given a nutritious meal. And yeah, it becomes, I mean, the center becomes like their second home. Everyone becomes like one big family here. It's a safe haven for them. A lot of them would much prefer being here than going home and walking the streets or doing nothing. And also during the school holidays, we run our holiday program. So we make sure that the kids aren't on the streets getting up to mischief, during their 3-week or 10-day holidays or their 6-week holiday. Which I think is very important.
The Nutrition and Food Security Program run by Afrika Tikkun is not merely about feeding the hungry. Rather, it is about teaching people how they can become nutritionally self-sufficient. Through Mfuleni's Nutrition and Food Security Program, Afrika Tikkun have trained community members to become cooks and have helped children and their families to plant food gardens.
Ndingumama unomvuselelo Afrika Tikkun. Ikhaya lam liseledi Frey. Ndaqala ngo-2007 kule gadi Afrika Tikkun bahlali. Ene ndisebenza kule gadi kaMandi ndinoNandi. Ugxa wam lulapha ecankwam. Ewe kona kunzima ukulima kodwa kunyanzelekile into basikwazi ba ukutya kuvela egadini. Yiyo ke lento ukutya simane sikuthatha sikusaya egadini kungabikho mntu ulambileyo. Ndinexesha elide ke ndilapha ndinyamezele. Ngoku sendiqhelile ngoku andisabuva ubunzima balapha egadini ngoba ndaqala ku-2007 ndisebenza lo msebenzi.
There are 4 women who are doing volunteer work here. And there are 8 MMD men who are doing also volunteer here in the garden. We get the nutritional vegetables from here to the kitchen. That's what it links, because we are cooking the veg, the nutritious one, from the garden to and the veg is still fresh from the ground to the kitchen.
bendingakwazi ukulima ngelaa xesha bendiqala apha. So ke ngoku wasifundisa uRoni iiveki eziyi-3 sinantsikiswa ntontoni sifundiswa esikolweni apha. And then ngoba sigqiba apho emveni kwenyanga kwe-2 months sazawustata ke ngoku apha egadini ke ngoku.
I think the people in the community in Mfuleni have definitely taken ownership of the centre. A lot of people that were once beneficiaries are now facilitators. Most of the people that are employed here are from Mfuleni.
I enjoyed working with the kids. I enjoyed working with the staff because we all have the same goal, bringing a holistic environment to the children. And I've also been a beneficiary of Afrika Tikkun, so I enjoyed being here because it brings like that warmth in a child's life.
The best part of what I'm doing here is uplifting my abilities to work about the future me, of going how I'm gonna improve my career in the future. And this building over here is not just a building standing here, but it's a building that helps children like me to improve their future and help them to know what applies in the future.
Okay, when I come here, I come to the library. It's where I study and do all my homeworks, help children with homeworks and play with them. All children, they all know me. I play with them, games, and also help them with their homeworks.
The best part now, and now they are trying to teach us we must stop abuse and treat every woman equally and treat them like we treat other men. It has made a pretty difference for me, very good difference for me, because in the community where I live, there's lots of gangsterism happening and children changing their lives. And here we get learning supports and stuff to overcome those challenges. Although the other children would like us to change and be like them, but here we get equipments and play sports, get to be in another environment like we're in another world. Because when we come here living what the other children are doing, but get a chance to look better in a better future.
It's not just the kids that come here, it's their parents and grandparents that come here for special events. Like we have events for Women's Day, events for Youth Day, events for World AIDS Day. You know, every Thursday SABC comes here and they have a chance to apply for grants. So it's really like the list goes on what the community centre is used for. It's not even just our 5 core programs. It's really like whatever need there is in the community, the centre's used for.
That's all we have time for this week. Thank you very much for joining us. We love hearing from you, so if you'd like to write to us, find us on Facebook at Spirit Sister Productions. From myself, Eitan Berger, and the whole team here at Simcha, have a great week, and we'll see you next time.